Hello, Taurus, and welcome to Soul Guidance with Adriana. I have an intuitive reading today for you. We'll be looking at healing messages and anything else for your growth that wants to come through. I do these readings every 2 weeks, so I also invite you to check out the readings for your moon, rising, and possibly Venus, if you like, to just give you a more rounded view. And I also encourage you to subscribe if you haven't already. Every 2 weeks is sometimes hard to keep track of. The other thing I wanted to tell you is that I will be creating an extended reading that piggybacks off of whatever comes up with this one. And if you're curious, the link is in the description below. Let's get started. Okay, show me where Taurus is right now. Hierophant in your element, the Magician, and the Nine of Cups. Okay, so the message is go for it, Taurus. You've got your wishes and desires in your sight, okay? This looks to me like you are ready to listen to your heart's desires. Let me show you the cards here. You're ready to listen to your heart's desire. And you're also ready to start manifesting it. It's kind of like you've listened to your heart. You've said, okay, yep, this is what I want. And now you're trying to put it into action. Now, you know, I feel like this is a personal message for me too. I'm also a Taurus sun. There's a lot more emphasis on the up. And for me, in images, when something's pointing up, it's pointing up to the heavens. It's pointing up to the divine, that crown chakra. So make sure that your attention in all of this is on the 5-dimensional manifestation of this, not getting too stuck in the mundane practicality of it just yet, still focusing on the up, on the connection to your guides and to the divine. And so what this means is, you know, more visualizing, more imagining, more connecting internally with saying, okay, here's what I want, and then seeing how that feels. Does that feel good? Okay, moving on to the second facet of what you want. Does that still feel good? So this kind of feedback between how it feels and where you want it to go. All right? Hierophant is saying it will manifest. Okay, this will manifest. It's a part of this process. Okay, anything going on in the subconscious that we need to be aware of? Or do we need to look at the environment? I'm going to look at both, actually. Let's look at, show me the environment, please. Okay, the Sun, Princess of Wands, Princess of Swords, Seven of Wands. Okay, and what is going on in the subconscious? King of Wands, Five of Pentacles, Four of Wands, Eight of Pentacles, Wands, Pentacles, Wands, Pentacles. Okay, so let's look at the environment first. We've got kind of two energies going on here. We've got the Princess of Wands supported by the Sun. We've got the Princess of Swords looking at the Seven of Wands. So we kind of got two pictures going on here. In your environment, there is kind of this energy that is very positive, very encouraging, very much a follow your heart, do what your heart is telling you to do. And there's a lot of power behind it. This is likely a woman. It's showing as a young woman, but I don't really assign too much significance to the genders of quartz cards because we have both male and female energies. This is a more active energy that is on a quest, is maybe looking for something new, okay? But on the other side, we've got kind of the naysayer, a more cynical energy going on here, where it's more defensive, it's more likely to flip-flop. This energy here feels a lot more like focused. Like we have one mission, we have one direction we're going, and that's how we're doing this. It's a positive, optimistic direction. This one's kind of back and forth, like I'm not really sure. And there's a lot of defensiveness that's going on with the way they communicate. There's also a one-dimensionality. There's a linearness to the way they talk. They're not like looking at the big picture. They're looking at kind of parts of that big picture. Okay. So how is Taurus responding to that environment? King of Pentacles, Knight of Wands, Wheel of Fortune. So you're holding your ground until, right? You're staying firm until. You can sense a change coming. You know something is going to shift, but you're in this position of holding your ground. Yeah, this is the famous Taurus stubbornness, right? You know what's interesting is that you're in a pretty good place financially right now, and I think that's part of the stubbornness that's going on. You just know that something's going to shift, but you're not willing to kind of give up your position. Okay, let's look at the subconscious. Okay, King of Wands, Five of Pentacles, Four of Wands, Eight of Pentacles. You know, you're in the process of building. And it's not completed yet. What you're trying to build is not completed yet. And there's a trap that you could fall into in believing that it will never be completed and believing that you can never get there. It's like there's a part of you that is almost ready to just give up, and you don't think you have enough. It's not the dominant energy of this spread here, but it is present. Whereas the King of Wands is looking for a new opportunity. It knows that when you are done building what you need to build, you're going to have a new opportunity in front of you. And it's going to be a new opportunity that will put you in a more powerful situation than where you find yourself now. See, Taurus, I think this is all pretty good. It's just that watching the tendency to fall into, it's not going to happen, it's never going to happen, I don't have enough. There's also, again, the fear of the financial hardship. And there's no reason to have that fear because I see you being in a good place. But I'm wondering if there's a little too much consideration of the finances going on, and that's why, you know, we've got these cards saying stop looking at the world, stop looking, you know, money is very part of the 3D world. Look up here, look up to the bigger flow of energy, the bigger reason why you're doing this, the bigger dream, really. Okay, anything else want to come out here? Okay, I'm going to switch decks for a second. What is the message that wants to come out for Taurus? Oh dear. Sometimes these tarot decks are kind of big and I do not have the biggest hands. Okay. All right. Kindness, ancestors, and strategy again. All right, if you've got any Capricorn in, you might check out the Capricorn reading that's close to this one because the strategy card came out in there too. So you got polar bear, fruit bat, and strategy. Got that Fleetwood Mac, You Can Go Your Own Way song. And I'm not talking about a breakup for you. But it is as though we need to break up some energies here so that you can go your own way. Okay, what? This is what needs to be broken up. The polar bear here, the ice, the kind of crystallized, hardened ancestral patterns you find yourself in. But which ancestral pattern are we talking about here? It's defensiveness. So when something doesn't quite go the way you want, your instinct is to harden and to protect yourself. Okay, so when this other person is kind of flip-flopping on you, the instinct is to harden and to not, just to kind of pull yourself back and not want to do that. And this card, the red fox, the strategy is saying, let's find a different way out of this. Because what's going to catch you more flies is kindness, right? You can catch more flies with honey than vinegar. I think that's the old saying. All right, so being kind no matter what, even if you're being told no, even if you're being told yes, but especially if you're being told no, that's really important here. That is what is being learned. I think because there's the tendency to go to this despair, it's easier to just harden yourself to the outside, harden yourself to the resistance you're feeling so that you don't go to that vulnerable core. But we don't have to go through any of that. It's just about knowing that if you're kind in this moment, that kindness will come back to repay you. That softness, that sweetness, the gentleness will come back to repay you later. So it's going to get you more milestones than the hardness. I, as a typical Taurus, do not like to be told no, so I can very much relate to what's coming out in this spread. When I'm told no, my horns come out and I get really angry. But that's not what's being taught here. That's not what you're supposed to learn through this situation. There are times to stand up with that firm backbone, but not in this particular. We don't want to go to the frozen. Okay, Taurus, so I believe that I'm just going to continue to make this reading bigger. Nothing really came up that I think we need to go more in depth to, but I will continue to pull messages about your spiritual path at this point. So if you'd like to follow me over, the link is in the description below. So I'll see you over there.